Gal Barzilai, thank you so much for joining me. Startup Nation United. Been so inspired by all these different incredible initiatives and incredible work that's being done. I know very much about your work because we're neighbors, and the incredible operation that you guys have built right next door to our office has been nothing short of inspiring and remarkable. So first of all, thank you for the great impact and for all the amazing energy and inspiration that you're providing, not only me, but a lot of people in the ecosystem. Before we get started into that and dive into that, tell me a little bit about who you are and what do you do in the day to day?
First of all, thank you for having me. As I mentioned, my name is Gal. I'm a co-founder of a tech startup and a COO. Um, our platform, it's called Boost. What we do is helping small, medium businesses to find a buyer and for people to find business to buy. So we're helping people to buy and sell businesses, especially in the United States. And this is what we do. We bring technology to M&A, if this makes sense. And from the first day that I heard about the war, a lot of people talk with me what we can do, how we can support. So, of course, my CEO went to the military service from day one. He's serving in the reserve military. So I found myself, managing the startup, but still was looking to volunteer and help as much as I can with my employees, with my founders' friends. And I saw Guy Katsovich, you probably know him, one of the founders of Fusion VC here in Israel. And he started this initiative with a lot of founders and angel investors and people working from Hitech. And we started the Hitech for Israel. In Hebrew, we call it Hamala Hitech. So this is who we
All
are.
right. So just for context, even before we get into that, tell me a little bit about what went on for you on October 7th. From 6:30 a.m. What transpired and what was the sequence of events leading up to the formation of Hamal Hitech or Hitech for Israel?
First of all, you're in shock, right? You start a day, you don't know exactly what's happening. But the first reaction, I think I can talk myself like personally, but I also my friends working in high tech and founders is we need to help, and we need to help other people. And this was the first reaction, and this is why all the messages, all the group, a lot of communities of founders get together in order to create this organization, not-profit organization, of course. And in 24 hours, we build this operation. So like you building a early stage startup, but in a 24 hours with a lot of divisions for marketing and operation, logistic and data team, everything we could in order to make this happen. And I think this is why it happened that quickly, because people were knew each other a bit from high tech ecosystem, but also were so eager to help and support, and had this like abilities to do a lot of things.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. So tell me a little bit about what was the gap that you all have realized that needs attention from a group of concerned citizens, ex IDF, all of us, and but really you all stopped what you were doing to come together and do this. So what was the emerging gap that you've observed in the field that required the need for you to come together and do this?
So our first reaction, how we can help, was to get in touch with one of the party organizers, and we got connected to him. He had a lot of data and information about missing people, of course, from contacting everything he had in tickets and everything. And we got together with the data team. We brought a lot of people working from tech in order to find more information and compare it in order to find the location of missing people. Was our first operation. Altogether, we found 300 missing spots of
Wow.
people, and 35 people found it alive through this data team.
Wow.
Yeah, was like day 1 or 2 with hard work of people in the organization.
Paint me the picture. So if I were to go into the room where it
Yeah.
happened, what would I see going in there if I'm coming from the outside looking in?
It started as an empty office, and then around 50 people in different rooms working on different things, but everything related, of course, to finding the missing people. Everyone in their computers, and getting all this information, compare them, talk about them later on, and then send them to the military and to officers in order to helping the field. So we were the operator inside of, a high-tech company, basically.
So you effectively became sort of an intelligence agency that helps those in the field locate where the missing. I mean, what are you're going on social media, you're making phone calls, you're contacting family. I mean, you're just pretty much doing all of that at the same time, right?
Yeah, everything. And actually, a lot of people from, intelligence units came and helped and support for soldiers that weren't yet in the work. Because remember, it was the first and second day, and they got together.
Right.
People with ex commander, people with a lot of knowledge, and they just told us what to do. And then we continue, and this operation moved forward not just from us. We took all this data team and transferred it to the government, and they're still supporting them. So it was amazing.
Phenomenal. And then you evolved not just to work on this, but you've also you ended up filling the entire office with logistical equipment and supplies. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the second thing we did in the same day actually was gathering a simple Google form of request, because we knew people want to volunteer. Probably people will buy things uh, that they don't really know if people need it. So we did it the opposite. We built a request form and just sent it out everywhere. So in one day we got 200 units that send requests for equipment. It was crazy in one day. And today we were able to support that, and we have exactly what they need. So we raised around $200K. We aiming to raise 500K in order to support soldiers and families and civilians. But we know exactly what they need. So there's people in the field that telling us, I need coats, I need medical equipment, I need even underwear, simple basic things that the military units need. And we bought that. We already bought, I think, something like 10,000 of units of equipment and sent it out. Yeah, in a few weeks.
How
Crazy.
do you tell, share with me a little bit about the operations behind all of this? Because it sounds like, both managing team of dozens of people, getting the money, buying the equipment, organizing it with the requests, matching the requests, making sure it gets to the requester. How does this whole operation function in a matter of days?
Um, I think it's like something that it's like, for me, it's like an opening a startup. We have every person responsible for each team. We build like small teams that grow each day. I was responsible, for example, for the marketing team. So I had a group of 100 volunteers helping me with the reach, getting our name out there, getting this the donations and stuff. We had a team member that did just the finance, all everything that connected the donations. We had a team member logistics. We have the person connected to all volunteers together. Like HR, you can call that. And this is how it works that fast, I think, and quickly, because we knew that everyone needs to support, and without a missing person, it's not going to work. We need everyone in order to do this whole operation. You're right, it's a complicated operation.
And you mentioned that you really kind of operated as a high tech company doing that. So you were in a high tech office. It was by high tech people, and you operated it as a high tech company. What does that mean for you?
um Fast, especially as an early stage startup, and organized. This is what it means to me. Every team member know exactly what they're doing, and they know they're doing it so fast, super quickly, and no time to waste. And for me, because I'm a founder of an early stage startup, it was like obvious that this is how we need to work. We're in a war. We need to help people. We don't have time to think a lot, and plan a lot. So we just started ongoing. For example, the first day we didn't have this operation, right? We didn't have the money donation yet. So we said the marketing was bring equipment to the offices, because we wanted success from day one. We wanted to shift equipment from day one. It's exactly what we did, and then we continue grow and buy.
Why was that decision important? Bring the equipment to the office day one. We need a short success. We need to start with some success. Why is that important for the context of this mission?
Because we're in a war. If it was a regular, like, company mindset. We can take our time. We can plan ahead. But we're in a war, and everything, everything it's with the time and people waiting. First day, 200 requests from units in the army. It's crazy. I built the form. I know that, and I was amazed. I like it for a second. I was like stopping with my computer and look at that, and I was like, I can't believe 200 units submit to a form that I just created. You know,
How did it get to them? How did you get to 200 units to do that?
WhatsApp, word of mouth, Facebook, everything. And the first days, I think, of the war, people knew that, and people start transfer it to friends and family and people that they know. Instagram post, the same. So the first day, we had Instagram page that we opened, so and influencers that support us and show our message out there. So I think it could happen, especially because it was so early in the beginning of the war, and people really need the equipment. They still need, by the way, and it's something that I want to share. It's nothing is stopped yet. People still need the equipment. The rush of the beginning was, massive, and people need a lot of equipment. But we still have, hundreds of units waiting for the equipment. This is why we continue fundraise. Yeah. So it was difficult, but definitely a lot of people needed this.
So paint me a picture just on what's been done until now and the impact and how many people are involved in this. You mentioned 10,000 units were of supplies were purchased. I imagine this is a combination of the different elements you mentioned before, from underwear to coats to different equipment there. But share with me a little bit about the numbers of the impact you guys have had so far, including the team as well.
We started with 50, initial team members, and we now between 400 and 500 volunteers, people that coming to the office sometimes on a daily basis, some people working online. We have people that work from the state, from Europe, from, volunteering from different areas. Also, our LinkedIn is helping that, because, the tech scene, a lot of people are in LinkedIn, so they see we also build the LinkedIn page last week. People start to realize they can help through donations. We have 50 companies, high-tech companies as well, that promote us, and their employees helping us as well. And this was also one of the first things we got to do. We got the support of not just employees, but also their companies. And it's also something amazing to talk about, because a company can say, we're a business, we're not support, but they actually support, and you can see their logos on our website. So they're really supportive. Their employees also, some of them wants to donate money. So 50 companies, and this number, of course, is getting higher. We got to around 100 units in the army from different areas. And we raised, as I mentioned, $200K dollars for the operation side and the logistics. Now our goal is to reach 500K in the next few days.
That's unbelievable. What has been your experience yourself throughout this time? So it's not trivial to put aside, your day-to-day work and to jump into all of this and to experience what you've experienced. What has been, your subjective experience since October 7th here? And just for context, we're 18 days after the start, so we're still just very fresh.
True. It is feel long, because I got to know hundreds of people, hundreds of new people I got to know just from building this operation that fast. My personal, I can say, connection to all of it. I put my, the startup to be the second priority, and it was extremely difficult. But I was soldiers, 9 years ago. I also served next to Gaza in one of the biggest, operations, Sukeitan. I felt like connected, and I knew that I needed to do something. As I felt there in the field, I needed to do something that people did to me years ago when they brought me supply or food, when the reaction to me. And I remember that. I remember how hard it is to be soldiers in the field. So it was a must. I could not do it. But in the same time, I will say it's super hard. Now I'm acting as a solo founder at the moment on my, do daily with my CEO that is in the field. It's crazy. It's like a crazy mad word that I like. We laugh about this, but it's crazy that I'm managing a startup like that, especially early stage one. Well, it's really crazy, but some investors and people telling me that obviously people will be more strong after it, founders, entrepreneurs, um, people working, high tech in high tech companies, whatever. Like everyone will be stronger from everything that happened, and I really believe in that. I see that on myself on a day to day. So happy to see the next level we all gonna be, and resilience. You probably know how much resilience we need as founders after this scenario, and we're still ongoing, but it's really something that you going through. I'm sure every startup founder will have a different look, I think, in everything, in his life, in his company, and looking forward to see the after, and to be with a different mindset.
Well, Gal, I think that really what you're describing here is just the true embodiment, not only of what I really am gaining inspiration here from in the context of this effort and the unitedness of coming together, but also entrepreneurship itself. In the sense that you're an incredible entrepreneur in the operation that you and your entire team has built together. I know it was a huge team effort, and I saw so many people involved and a great leadership team. Kai Katsovich is a fantastic friend as well, and um, it's really inspiring to see. And I love the fact that you're also sharing this publicly. You realize that it's not just about how many supplies you send out; it's also the way that you do it. It's the community you build around it. It's the fact that you're treating this as a startup mindset. So you're taking the problem, you're quickly assessing it, getting small wins, small victories, showing that it works. So we're getting the product market fit, right? I mean, you're releasing the form. You see, okay, 200 supplies. Okay, wait, we don't know how to logistically do it yet. Oh, but we'll get some supplies in the office. Just bring it to the office. We'll figure it out. We need space. Okay, we have an office. Okay, 50 people here. It's just amazing, inspiring. Thank you so much. Continue making a positive impact, and thank you for inspiring me personally. And best of luck.
Thank you so much.